again, everybody.
Oh, Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry!
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
That's okay. I've been listening since 10. I can't make anything out of it.
What am I, an accountant? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Stop Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow, things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails which part is which.
Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway.
Get through what you got to get through, Scott.
This program is a real challenge.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the November 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, celebrating our 5th anniversary here at WLIP.
5 torturous years. Misery.
Well, I had glorious, wonderful, heartwarming years, but I guess, you know,
everybody's perception of the years are different. Yeah.
Tomato. I mean, is the glass half full or empty, you know? But anyway, we are streaming live someplace and booming across the cool and sunny cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 1.4 million listeners here residing in the Tri-County area. We are being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. Back with us this morning after a very solid second-place finish in the state all-male German choir contest.
We got screwed, man. That's
The Russians hacked. My former relationship advisor, Elmo Schneider, rejoins us here at the Enchanted Kingdom.
So, Scotty, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You know, I tend to be rather politically astute. I keep up on that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm driving around town and I see all these yard signs everywhere. But there's one thing I can't figure out: who's this guy Remax and what the hell is he running for?
And you wonder why you took second place? Russians, yeah. That's a good point. Anybody got an answer to that? 262-694-1050. So what went wrong at the concert contest? You only gave
Well, I
109?
don't want to. We actually were very close in second place. It's almost impossible to win when you're defending champions.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I told you needed to add Irish Ruth. But you said, no, we've got Ty Montgomery and Whitey Bulger. And so what happens is you come in second, you start trading guys to other choirs, and the next time a guy gets taken out in a body bag. So that didn't work out real well either.
Yeah.
Who's this guy Remax and what is he running? Oh, that's a good way to start. Also,
Hey, suppress the vote Saturday. That's what we're here for. So
yeah. What's our excuse the other 51 Saturdays? Also, my boyhood hero, our video coordinator, the Love Doctor, Spider Ronnie, the camera dude, joins us here at Camp Happy Face. Spider, welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
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 And engineering and board operating, the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning.
Doing paperwork.
We haven't even said anything yet. Would you getting the clipboard out just in case?
I'm a busy guy.
Is Wacky Wayne's here pushing all the buttons. I bet you when you started, you never thought that you'd be here with us for what have you been here, 2 years?
what the hell's with that binder back there? Okay.
It's a binder. It's where they put the prize sheets for shows that actually give out things.
Well, what do we need it for?
I know, exactly. We're trying to prevent people. You guys try and prevent stuff from going out, and other shows actually have stuff going out regularly.
I got a text from Patricia, or Tricia, don't call me Pat Baltus, that was here last weekend. And she said she was very impressed with your functions here, and she had never seen what a real live engineer board operator looks like. So,
I know. Scary. The face of WLIP, impressing the masses.
and apparently she has taken his phone privileges away.
Yeah.
Don't ever call this.
There's a good reason for that, yeah.
This week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge is sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. You know, last week, nobody got it.
Right.
We had such a flurry of calls at the end.
Right.
I forgot to say it was called foliage.
Yes.
And somebody, what was the hint? Somebody said something about my hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That went way off. All right, we got a phone call here, I think.
No, we don't.
Oh, we don't already?
Right.
We're starting off on the right foot there.
Yeah. It's probably somebody commenting about the 5 years you've been here. So it's probably better that we don't take that phone call.
Hey, somebody left their glass case here.
Sure.
Took his glasses. Well, he'll be back. The Kenosha Today Brain Trust has pre-selected this morning's secret word, and if you happen to say it, we will send you a $20 Boathouse gift card. And we do pay out.
We do.
Yeah, but you got to be a winner. You got to be
right.
You can't come in and try to trick us and say, "Well, technically you're right," and then expect us to ante up.
Right.
We don't operate that.
No.
And coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation is the Lightning Round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, which was written on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. The top 10 reasons why people want the elections to be over. I think I voted absentee ballot a couple weeks ago, but I think people are pretty much done with this midterm election, all the negative ads and
right.
And
getting tired of that crap.
you know what? Almost come to think of it, I did vote for Remax. short guy with a green tam is running for the Senate, right? He's running on the independent ticket.
Housing reform ticket. Yeah.
Next Saturday, I got to throw this in there. Next Saturday, November 10th, we are going to be live on location at the American Legion in 58 Below, which is 504.
The lower level.
Lower level, 504 58th Street. And we've got some great guests lined up and some great videos, and we're going to try our darndest this year.
Yeah.
We've got a technical meeting coming up, and we're going to work out the internet and
all the
Wi-Fi
kinks and all the stuff. Yeah.
Ethernet.
Big, long cable. That's what it's coming down to.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? And we've got this guy he's 96 years old, and he's another guy from, he went on one of those veteran trips. No.
The honor flight?
Honor flight, yeah.
Glad I could be here to answer the questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And we're going to talk about the auxiliary, American Legions, and then they got their 100th anniversary coming up. I
Really?
think later in the year.
Yep.
And I guess we're going to be there. They want us to come back
Really?
for
Why?
a remote.
What, did you pay them?
No, we do a
bribery?
good job to honor our vets. Put all the cylinders. What's that? Is that a motorcycle or
No,
what is
it's
it?
called a lawnmower.
A lawnmower. JP scheduled it again right in the middle of our show to have the lawnmower go.
And I was thinking he's a brilliant program director too. Maybe.
He's trying to tell you something.
This is not the first time that has happened. So.
Anyway, that's coming up next.
Next week.
Next week, yeah. And also during that half hour, we're going to be playing Stump the Chumps, and see if somebody's going to let us. We'll let you join us if you stump us for an upcoming show, and you can see for yourself, like the Baltuses did last week, the intricacies and the planning and technology that goes into producing a high-powered, high-energy show on the red hot airways.
As you start sounding more and more depressed about being here, you're like, and high-powered and high energy.
I was running out of gas there.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's what I said last night. I was running out of gas. We've had...
You talked to yourself? Did you answer yourself when you said it?
Well, when the gal says, do I have to stay awake for this? I mean, I've got no much choice.
Right. Man, I'm running out of gas.
Yes?
Uh-huh. Yeah. No.
Oh, still?
Do I have to stay awake for this?
Yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, what happens if... I know what I was going to say. I said that Tricia took Dickie's phone privileges away, and even put an addendum to their wedding vows because, they're only married last May.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be...
That's why I made 2 copies.
Yeah.
One for the
Yes.
one for them.
Wouldn't that be great if we were part of some community property divorce settlement? Mm-hmm. We'd have to bring in, like Ryan says, he made 2 copies, extra copies, and we'd have to come in and subject...
Did Scott sign them all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You charge $5 for that, right?
And sign my name.
What else is new?
Anyway, what do we got after 11:30? Our What?
What do we got? Hey, guys.
We got something
I
else.
know we were planning something, but what
as,
do we got?
As,
Who knows?
As the what turns?
As the ballot turns.
As the ballot turns.
Oh, the ballot.
High five singers and doofuses. And it gets even better for those who might have forgotten. We will be replaying this tomorrow. You can relive the magic and here. And Packers don't play till tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. We're up against the Bears, though.
Well, the Bears are actually playing pretty
They
good.
got a better record, yeah.
And the Packers, you know, Ty Montgomery, how goofy can a guy be when a coach says, take a knee in the end zone and gives us 2 minutes, a little bit more with Rodgers, and then the guy runs it out. Shocking that they traded him.
You know what? The coach wasn't that smart either. They're buried in the end zone, and he has them run it. And they got nailed for the 2 points.
Yeah, well.
That was ridiculous.
They're trying to fake him out.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Mike McCarthy fan, but
No,
I think they failed or send the wrong guy packing. But how about if you're Ty Montgomery, and he was doing a fairly good job until I think of recent weeks. But how about they trade you, and all you're going to get is a 7th-round pick in 2020. That actually, the way I
Don't
see
say
this,
a whole lot for that.
well, I think what happens, he was making a tremendous amount of money, probably $3 or $4 million. So basically, the Packers got rid of that, kept under the cap, and they weren't going to probably play him anyway. And this was just
open up some cap space.
They're looking to pick somebody else up before then.
Make some moves in the future.
Well, they can't.
Another Andre Rison move like they did.
Well, they can't now. The trading deadline's over, correct?
No, I still got waiver tradings. So
Yep. So Wayne, if you go on waivers, WLA puts you on waivers. The Packers.
I can go
snap you up.
work for the Packers. Yeah.
And then, of course, every Friday afternoon, you can around 3 p.m. we get together with Getting Silly with Scotty at a production meeting. And hey, then in the second hour, we do this every so often. We're going to go back to in a celebration in honor of our 5 years here. We're going to at WIP. We're going to take a short trip back to Mr. Barter's neighborhood.
Oh, we haven't been there in a minute.
It only takes me a minute.
Well, we'll see how excited you get as you read it.
I got to build up the act.
Right. Nothing yet.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, who's ever calling us, if it's coming up on what's it coming up? Private?
Unavailable in
well,
this
we're
case.
not taking the dopey call.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show them. Of course, a couple of the big news stories. Tonight we go back, we get off of daylight savings.
Yeah.
And we go...
Extra hour to party today, kids.
We're falling back an hour.
And so it'd be interesting from some of our listeners to hear what they're going to do with that extra hour.
Sleep an extra hour.
Well, not necessarily. You might.
Right.
And Elmo, we might know what he's doing. Spider, he's out cleaning the pool, but...
What kind of peace prize is that?
no bell. Corbell peace prize. Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
Hello, and I'm not available. Not available.
You're not available?
Yeah.
And you're
all
calling
right.
us to tell
I
us
am
that, Shirley?
available, yeah.
Shirley, turn your radio down.
Oh, my
Jesus.
gosh, I turned it the wrong
First
way.
time you ever called a radio show?
Yep. Oh, I got 2 radios on here. Wait.
How bad?
Yep. iPod out in the garage. Yeah, I got 2 radios going. I turned them off. Oh, my gosh. They're off. They're off.
Shirley, what are you going to do with the extra hour that you get today?
I'm going to clean out the garage.
Oh.
How long's that going to take?
You know, we put a picture of your garage on Facebook, so it's amazing how you can get a tractor in there. So
with a plow.
And welcome back, Elmo.
Thank you.
Well, actually, truth be told, he's the new flight instructor out at Antioch. Wrong way, Elmo. He's, you think you can grow pot in your garage. Anybody can do that. But landing a plane in Camp Lake, that's
boy.
his Elmo. This is
I thought
our
that was
guy.
Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was something, wasn't it? He says, "Oh, no big deal."
Yeah.
The guy, no big deal, you know.
Store and went home.
Well, yeah, I mean, Camp Lake must not be very deep if he's, according to the paper, he's only in a knee or waist deep. But and it was at night too, wasn't it?
Getting dark.
I got to give it to the guy. You know, just what the heck?
I know.
I crash into the lake and I swim and walk out and just knock on some guy's door and have him give me a ride home. What's the big deal?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great individualist. That's what I think. So,
No
okay.
big deal, he said. I think he was like 78 years old.
Yeah.
There's a picture. They're hauling a plane. in
Was
the
this
water.
the same guy that wore a pink tuxedo and took you to the Roosevelt Theater? That's the same guy, wasn't it?
It might have been, yeah. Oh, I wish I was back in those days. That was so much fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you're going to stick
At
with
the
us
Roosevelt Theater. Oh, my gosh. I just loved that Roosevelt Theater in the balcony.
Okay, enough.
Did Captain Mike ever lift up your poodle skirt?
Yeah. We have an incident that we're going to report on later that was...
I'll be so glad when the election's over. Oh, my gosh. And all those phone calls and all those stuff in the mail. Oh, it's ridiculous, I think.
Did you hear Elmo's question that he asked me early? You were too busy turning your radio on to listen to yourself.
Yeah.
But Elmo was talking about yard signs, and go ahead.
I said, I took a look at all of them, and I just want to know who's this guy Remax and what the hell is he running for? So, okay.
He went way over your head.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I heard it.
Here's what, do we have that song,
Which song?
the first one I told you?
Yeah.
Here's what I heard. Apparently you were out last night, and here's the song that they played for you.
Take a drunk girl home. Take a drunk girl home. Let her sleep all alone. Leave her keys on the counter, your number by phone. Pick up her life, she threw on the floor. Leave the hall lights on.
Well, Shirley, you're gonna. I don't know what else to say. That's
Yeah, right. I don't know. But
that was Elmo singing. That's the song they sang at the choir contest, and they lost on that.
We only took second place. So
all right, we got to.
Well, that's good, Elmo. Second place is all right.
No, it's
like kissing your. What did Vince Lombardi? Second place is like kissing your sister.
No.
Yeah, that's the old or a tie. Well.
Oh no, second place I think is pretty darn good.
Well, it's a
There's
problem.
only 2 entries.
Well, it was a problem considering 2 of the judges were greeters at Walmart, and that was their qualifications. So,
Jeez. Now, if you're at Walmart, we're just funning you. Don't call us. All right, we got to go. They're cutting the yard here, Shirley. So
those are nice people. I like those greeters. They're
good.
always so friendly.
Well, all right. Well, thank you for sharing what you're going to do with that big extra hour, and go back and turn your 2 radios on. And
actually, I have 4 radios. One in the bedroom, one in the kitchen, one in the living room, and my portable I had on too when I went to the bathroom. I had to take it with me.
Wow.
That is just sad.
quadraphonic sound.
That is just so sad.
Yeah, you should. Well, there's 4 or 5 radios going at once.
Okay, well, all right.
You can't describe what it sounds like.
Okay, we gotta go.
I don't want to know.
All
right, bye.
Happy 5 years.
Yeah,
Bye.
we got another call here.
Now for my favorite part of the show. What's that say? Talk to the audience. Oh, God, this is always death.
Attaboy, Wayne. I don't know.
No.
Now I like you. Either one?
Well, the first one's still Shirley.
Actually,
The second one is unavailable.
a lot of people I've got to thank. I remember I got to give a special. Actually, the first guy I got to give a shout out is to K-Dog, because today's his birthday.
And he can't retire.
He was going to retire, our boy, with 42 years with this company.
Sure.
Modine, wasn't it? Modine. And he was going to walk out the door at the end of the month, and all of a sudden there was an issue that we really don't want to go into.
It's called a falsified resume and a forged diploma. So that was
anyway. So now he's got to stay through the end of the year because his
replacement.
They canned the replacement.
They canned her. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well.
So anyway, a big shout out to the K-Dog, and my good friend Carol Mitchell's recovering in the hospital, so we wish her well, and then we'll see who else calls in here. But I want to give a special thanks and shout out to Steve Casey, who was our co-host for the first couple years.
Sure.
And I'm really quite thankful that he told me that when I was pre-planning, we were talking about pre-planning my funeral.
Yeah.
That I probably shouldn't get cremated. Why is that, you ask?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Because it was going to take about 2 weeks for the fire to go out. And this is why
I think you'd burn hot and fast.
Well,
all that alcohol would just...
That's right.
Like dry tinder.
Excuse the pun, but I'm deathly afraid that I'm going to burn a couple 4-ounce fillets over at Barter Manor.
We're going to convert him into ethanol at the when he goes. So that's
Spider, how long?
E85, you know what that stuff is? Okay, all right.
Spider, how long you and I have been together? 10 years? Spider.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Well, roughly.
I think 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
5 here.
Going back and
yeah, about 8.
8 total?
Yeah.
And
on TV.
I'll be forever grateful because Spider was the one that told me never to buy your girlfriend or your wife a scale for her birthday and or Christmas. So
yeah.
I learned something
you
from
did
him.
definitely learn from your boyhood
That's
hero.
why they call him the love doctor.
Yes.
And the other guy I got to thank is, I got a bunch of people to thank. Pistol Pete Sargent was the operator here.
Yeah, Petey.
And he created most of the drops that are still with us today.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate the fact that Pete actually explained to me what a Dan Haney was.
Yeah.
Honest to God,
I still don't know.
I had no idea.
He was a good bowler, though. I will say that.
And then also,
That's why we got to put Dan up against Bimbo. That would be a good match.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, we are.
Well, Bimbo's got new shoes.
Yeah, I know.
Clean the house with him.
Well, you know what? The problem that Haney might have is if he keeps talking to Bimbo and gets in his head, that might throw his game.
That's very true.
And the other guy
That'd be a
in the
thing,
WIP family I got to thank is a program director, John Perry,
Oh, yeah.
for proving that it takes a lot of guts, therapy, and disclaimers to air a live show like this every
Right.
week for 5 years.
The team of lawyers is another thing, yeah.
Probably not going to look good on his job resume as far as job security, but
You know,
also
I have to say that I'm proud. In 5 years of doing this, I've been the only person to receive a warning from management. So.
and yet I get the hate mail. See,
Well,
I don't understand.
You get the warning from management. He gets the litigation letters.
Right. Addressed to me, but because of you. And then a couple years ago, Mr. Perry gave me that snappy-looking WIP tan shirt that had the logo and my name.
Jiffy Lube?
And yeah, it's a big hit over Jiffy Lube. They call me one of the, well, the guy says I would look like a peep guy, and I think he meant a pep guy.
Right,
So
right,
one of
yeah.
those guys. And
Did you have the Jiffy Lube shirt you used to try to pick up women with?
well, that was a same
Different
concept, but a little different.
Little different delivery.
Yeah, a little different delivery. See, the WIP shirt came with a Velcro that I could take the logo off, and I could put this thing.
Random other logos on.
And of course, Wacky Wayne, you know, you've been here a year and a half, probably, right?
Yeah, about that.
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that was the famous intern episode when we had the girls in here.
Yeah, the first time
The
he's
first
here.
time I come in, yeah.
These gorgeous, these hot-looking gal Selvage
burlesque
brings
girls.
the burlesque girls.
Yeah.
And he's thinking he just got out of broadcasting school
Yeah.
and thinking, I'm paying $18,000. I'm in the right place.
Things are looking good.
Yeah. And then the next week, Casey comes back.
we replaced two attractive ladies with Mr. Casey.
Well, he's
With a funeral director.
And then it
With a
hasn't,
funeral director.
and then hasn't gotten any better since. Luckily, we've had the girls back on occasion, but
Well, you know, one thing I learned from you is that time last spring when your wife broke her ankle.
yeah.
That you didn't let her just lay around the house for over a week eating bonbons
Right.
and watching Jerry Springer. You let her uncut the lawn that following week.
She was a busy girl, yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Gotta
see.
keep them busy.
I
She had
learned
the cart. What the heck?
Get off the couch, make my sandwich.
That's right.
I
Don't
learned
just
that.
sit there. Hop on that little wheelie cart we got you.
That's it. Right.
Let's see.
Sandwich.
Who else today? Oh, I got to thank the alderman of the 17th district.
Former.
Oh, wait a minute. Give the guy a break. Dave McDowell. I'm thankful that.
Oh, I thought about the other one.
What's 17th? There is only one 17th district.
Don't look at me.
Oh, no.
You're thinking of who are you thinking
The
about?
one that you...
No, we talked about that yesterday. About
that's-
the alderman the deadbeat alderman that didn't pay his bill here, and that's the only reason you're on the radio.
Oh, that's that's Meisner.
Yeah, I know.
He was actually in, I want to say the 9th district.
Eighth.
Eighth.
Oh, no, ninth.
No, 9th,
Ninth,
because I
right,
think
right.
Keith
Eighth
Rosenberg
is like
took over him. But
right.
yeah, talk about a strict policy. I mean, he was into them for a lot of money. And you weren't around in those years. right?
No, that was the beginning.
That was the original theme song,
Yeah, I went a whole year. And Pete Sargent was playing
Free Ride.
Free Ride, and I just thought it was a snappy song. And he says, no, we were playing that because the guy that was here before you
Never
Right.
paid his bill.
I think he was into it for
almost $4,000, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's pretty close. That's what I heard.
Couldn't say.
And so he leaves. Well, he, of course, on his Facebook, he left on his own terms.
Right.
And the departure was amicable.
Sure.
I mean, within a week. It was only a week that I was talking to Jim Matzers from the Boathouse. He says, well, let's take a shot at this. We got a bunch of sponsors. By that Saturday, I called up Casey. And he says, what are we going to do?
I shot the sheriff.
Yeah, I had no idea what we're going to do. We sat down here and...
Just make it up as we go along. Like the TV show, only, you know.
You're not even a federally appointed alderman either.
Yeah, going back to Miser, we were talking about that. When he got pulled over by a county sheriff because his license plate had expired.
Right.
So he shows him his driver's license, and in it was a badge.
Yeah.
And the guy says, what's this? And he goes, well...
we got the badge still in your briefcase.
He says, I'm a federally elected alderman. A federally elected alderman? He says, yeah, it lets me get into... I
can go to the bars and card people.
Yeah. It lets me get into those places where they have political fundraisers.
Okay.
And he says, I don't have to go through all the security. and this was a guy that wasn't too long before that was out in fact the Boathouse and then the place down the road.
Yep, he was harassing.
At 2 a.m, taking getting IDs
asking
from
for
everybody
IDs
because he was the head of the license and permit committee.
That's funny.
So anyway, I started this, and I suppose I should thank Mr. Miser wherever you are,
wherever he may be,
for defaulting on his bill.
But anyway, I want to thank the alderman from the 17th district, David Bugdala, that when a 2-inch snowstorm is forecasted, I can sleep tight at night and do my best to get lucky.
Yeah.
Because I know that when on his guard, I'll be, it's everything.
The snow will be clear.
Yeah. And then if I go to put a slip and slide in my backyard, he can put a kiosk back there and save my ass from
drowning on your own slip and slide. Yeah.
I thought you had a slip and slide in your bedroom.
Another story altogether. Don't need a kiosk there.
You're not paying attention, Elmo. Where was I at? Oh, we were going to put together, we were doing our Christmas. We were going to do a Christmas album, but I guess we might not do it. But we were going to have Billy Goat and the Four Milkers on their new Christmas album, the new Christmas called Gold Snowflake, in 5-part harmonies. I got some others, but we'll save those. I got Kmart. Oh, Bimbo. The bread man, we got to thank him. You know, he gives me these fishing lessons, and he patterned the lessons. He says after my dating life.
Okay.
And he was calling it catch and release.
Right.
I thought that might have been a stretch. And you know, all my good friends at the Boathouse, I'm very grateful because I learned that having a couple of Long Island iced teas will more than likely kills your brain cells. Not to mention the effect it's going to have on your car door. To all those friends, and
I told you should change your license plates.
I shouldn't have to do it, but I'm going to. I'm heading for that. Let's see. Surely I got Captain Mike when he calls, and so we did all that. Geez, we're almost at 10:30.
We're beyond
past it.
Oh,
time flies when you're having fun.
You're on the weather.
No, Pete's on the weather for now.
Oh, I thought you were in there.
PM. I'm on in the afternoon.
They done cutting the air down here now?
It sounds like it.
Was that
probably around the front?
Was that John Perry or Carl out there on the tractor?
Probably neither one.
Lenny, he's riding the tractor.
He's got the plow down. I think he's turning that grass over pretty good, don't you think? All right, we'll be back in, a couple minutes? Maybe?
Yep, about that.
Everybody, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the November 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. We are coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, spreading the love and celebrating our 5th year on the red-hot airwaves of WLIP to over 1.4 million people in the WLIP listening area that surrounds us here at Camp Happy Face. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of fans who have already signed up and have liked us on Facebook. And you can visit us on the web at KenoshaToday.com. Are we pretty current with all our webcams?
We're a couple weeks off.
A couple weeks off?
He just gave me the last 2.
All right. We are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Back in the house this morning, my former relationship advisor and now the head flight instructor out in Antioch, Wrong Way, almost splashes down with us this morning.
Scott, I have a question.
Another one. Okay.
You ever woken up in the morning and find blood splattered all over your house and have no idea where it came from?
Oh, I know where it come from. Oh, absolutely. What's this? The Whitey Bulger story? What, do you have an answer to this, or you just don't?
No, I'm just wondering. Okay, that's.
Speaking of that, before going any further, they says now the next thing is who killed Whitey and why. Well, we already know the why. I mean, a couple thugs got to him, but anyway.
It's right there on your sheet of paper. You should be okay.
I lost that. Of course, joining us, the Kenosha Today Love Doctor, Spider Ronnie. Camera dude makes a splashdown of his own. You make a splashdown every Saturday, don't you? Over at your house?
Yeah.
You're not even listening, are you?
No, he's paying his bills.
No, I'm looking at
He's probably doing a quiz. Which stooge am I? Yeah.
And
All right.
engineering and board operating, the Kenosha Today train wreck this morning. As always, hanging on my every word, the prettiest face here at WLIP, Wacky Wayne, is here. Does Antioch have a community pool?
Yeah.
Well, that
they do.
Is this the one that doubles as the place where Elma holds his flight school? That in that pool?
I don't think I've ever seen him land there safely. I don't go to the pool, so I couldn't say with any degree of
when
certainty.
the eagle has landed.
Right. Ideally, I'd know these things, but no.
Splash.
Right.
Well, I was aiming for the pool in Spider Ron's backyard, but I kind of missed. So that was...
Yep.
Hey, so you're off, 30 miles? Big deal. Coming up after... But by the way, speaking of that, did they ever take that plane? Oh, yeah, they took the plane out.
Yeah, they got it out yesterday.
And the guy didn't even charge him. He took a crane, and this must have been one of these ultralight
It was.
deals, and he was going to try to bounce on the water and come
Yeah.
up. Well, I hope he kept the receipt, because that should be covered by a guarantee, don't you think? I would think.
Couldn't tell you.
It's probably built by some of the fifth graders out in Antioch Elementary School.
Anything's possible.
Also, during the first half hour, no one has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And if you happen to mention it, the secret word, we're going to send you a $20 Boathouse gift card. And again, the show is being recorded, right there?
Oh, yeah. Always for posterity and
Who's there?
litigation.
Uh-oh.
What?
We're in trouble now.
Was that the boss behind me?
Yeah.
No, he didn't
there's-
stop, did he?
No.
Okay, he's not closing the door.
Right.
So I guess we'll just keep on going here, right?
Ideally, yes.
What do you mean, ideally?
Well, you lose your train of thought so often. It's, keeping it going is somebody walks by outside. We got to stop and talk about
This is
it.
just not anybody. This is the guy that's got the ability to pull the plug here.
It's true.
Maybe we should ask him to come back. Is that for me?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
taking a pay cut here. So.
after we pay out in barter coin. It's
Right.
a special script. After the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 reasons why people want the elections to be over. And again, in that second hour, we're going to stroll over to Mr. Barter's neighborhood and see what that old fart is up to these days. Very nostalgic and could be very nauseating. It depends on
How it goes.
Don't say depends too much. And now, boys and girls.
Got off the lawnmower. He's warming up. Yeah, he's just warming up a little bit.
Coming out of the frigid cold.
Budget cuts, how it goes. All right.
And now, boys and girls, it's time to play Kenosha's fastest growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City and Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WLP within the last 60 days. We now clear the phone lines, and I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple-choice question. You will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from, and after that, you'll hear I see you were warming up, right? And the best caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha, open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials. Enjoy a beautiful waterfront view and stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. And if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce at 262-654-9922, or you can even find them on the web at boathouskenosha.com. All right, here's a sophisticated question. What is the best way to tell that you have a great stockbroker? The stock market this week was lost and last week, and then it's gone up and it's gone back down again. But there's one of these ways is the best way to tell if you really have the best stockbroker. A, he encouraged you to heavily invest in North Korean war bonds. B, you see him during the week driving the trolley. Or C, thinks Dow Jones is a robotic sex doll. First caller, 262-694-1050. What is the best way to tell that you have a great stockbroker? A, he encouraged you to heavily invest in North Korean war bonds. B, you see him during the week driving a trolley. Or C, thinks Dow Jones is a robotic sex doll. All those are... We have a caller there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning.
Who's this?
Scott.
Scott. Okay, Scott.
How are you?
Oh, very good. Thank you for asking. Is this Scott with a C?
Yes.
Okay. I've got to clarify that I know who I'm talking to. Now, are these questions? These questions are probably a little way above your skill level, right? But I'll read it again.
I'll try.
And I'm going to point to the one to Elmo, which I think you're going to probably say. What is the best way to tell that you have a great stockbroker? A, he encouraged you to heavily invest in North Korean war bonds. B, you see him during the week driving the trolley. Or C, thinks Dow Jones is a robotic sex doll. Scott.
Well, you know which one I should say. How about B?
Well, yeah, that's the right answer, but that's not the one I thought you were going to go for.
Well, I think we're on the same page, Scott.
You don't admit that? At least we're not saying your last name, because then you're getting associated with me, and that's probably not going to look good for you. Hey,
Exactly.
I got a couple questions. What are you going to do with the extra hour that you get tonight?
Hopefully sleep.
Sleep? Why does everybody want to sleep?
I'm sleep deprived.
Well, how is that? Working too hard, or your dating schedule is too much, or what's the problem?
Too much going on.
Okay, well, I am going to try to get lucky tonight with the extra hour.
Scott's sleep depraved.
do I have to wait till 2 a.m. to start my banter, or can I just start it at 10 and go back from there?
I'd start earlier.
I'm afraid I was going to say
Got
that.
that extra hour. Do I have to stay awake for this?
Yeah, that's the problem I have. Is do I have to stay awake for this?
Practice for New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's a lifetime away. New Year's Eve. I'm trying to just get to Thanksgiving. And by the way, I got a birthday coming up here on the 23rd of November. So if you're looking to buy me a gift, I'm registered at the adult bookstore. So they have all my sizes out there. And you about tired with the elections being over?
Be happy.
Yeah.
When they're over.
Did you vote?
Not yet.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Got to do that. All right.
Yeah.
Mr. C, off the air. I should just put your last name as a secret word. Nobody will get that. Off the air, Wacky Wayne's going to get your information. I'll send this out to you on Monday.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for playing. I got to read this while he's doing that. With all the jobbers. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
This is Ganga from Libertyville. Out of those 1.4, how many listeners do you believe that actually listen to your programming?
Two.
You and Irish Ruth.
Oh, excellent. I was wondering
And Shirley.
also. Yes, I was wondering also, did the Cleopatra of Kenosha call yet?
Oh, yes,
she did.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed her.
Hey, Ganga.
Yeah.
This is our 5th year here. We're celebrating our anniversary here, and
As of today?
as of today, yeah,
5
the day's
years.
not over yet either. But I got to thank you.
5 years of pain and misery.
I got to say thank you, which of course you've heard from every gal in Pakistan has given you a thank you already, right?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, we're thanking you because you've shown us what a true pervert is all about. And
I concur with your analysis, Doctor.
I mean, yeah. And you brought a whole new meaning. You showed Elmo and I and the rest of the guys here what
A whole new low?
what you can do with sheep, actual live sheep and goats in the pasture. So we want to.
I'll be right over.
So what are you going to do with the extra hour you have tonight?
I will probably be chasing a goat or two, possibly a blue-haired woman. It depends.
Depends on what.
Depends if I can catch them.
You're bringing nothing to the table.
Now, Gunga, I heard there's a whole caravan of goats trying to escape Libertyville. They're trying to claim refugee status here in Wisconsin.
We're thinking
just to escape you. So.
We're thinking about building a wall on the Illinois-Wisconsin border.
Well, when you do build that wall, let me know so I can climb on the other side of it.
Oh, you want to come to our side?
I want to.
You have seen the light.
Well, I see what happens with alcoholic nonsense happens, and I'm all into that.
Hey, you don't have a pilot's license, do you?
No, I do have a CDL for delivering donuts.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, there was a guy down in your area that landed a plane. Did you hear about this? He was from Antioch. He landed a plane in...
gentleman from Antioch that was completely oblivious to what he actually did.
I hate to tell you what he was shooting for, but he ended up in Camp Lake. And so my question is, if you have a camel, I mean not a camel, a camel. I know you got a camel.
That flies.
Does your camel fly?
So stop with camel.
Yep. Yeah.
No, I'm not familiar with that. I drive a rocket ship, gentlemen. If we're going to sit here and tell lies to one another, I want to be most absurd.
It's always a good idea.
Yeah,
what? Well, let's see.
I want to see who tells the biggest lie amongst how many are there today?
Well, there's 4, but the problem is you probably got us beat because you've had 9 wives, and you can't have 9 ex-wives unless you've lied along the way.
Correct.
All right. So
that's the first thing you've been correct on all day, I'm imagining.
All right, big boy.
This is the anniversary show.
Yes, this is the anniversary show.
Yes. Oh, I'm so proud to be a small part of your anniversary.
Small part.
And may your love life blossom.
I'll call you tonight if I need help.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, gentlemen.
Right.
Thank you, Gunga.
What a moron.
No, it's not.
He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
We got another one here?
No.
Oh. No, he's a wonderful guy, and he brings us a lot of inspiration here.
He brings joy to my heart.
Do you want to read this from Pete's?
No.
And that's a nothing.
Do
right?
something else. I got to get my glasses.
Oh, okay. Well,
Do something else.
we're talking about the election, and if everybody thinks it should be over.
Oh, is there an election going on? I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah. Well, I want to see what the listeners think about polls. You know, the latest poll has this guy up or this woman up by 3 points. And one, should they even bother with it? Or
Right.
does it even matter to the voter? Do they look at polls? And do they think newspapers such as the Kenosha News should get into endorsing people and let the people, versus let the people just be smart enough and
Or
make their
be,
own decisions?
non-biased like they're supposed to be?
Well, they're not non-biased. Let's face it. They
I
pick
know.
who they want to win, and there was a time.
Worthless communists.
Yeah, there was a time back in the day. Whenever this was 20 years ago, whoever the Kenosha News endorsed, everybody went and voted for the other guy.
Yep.
I mean, anyway, Elmo, you got this.
Pete, you
Mr. Palmer's
Well,
on
I
his show,
can't.
and
I
he gets a
gotta
scoop. He
respect-
wants to be the guy that breaks the news.
I already know. So
Did you swear to somebody to secrecy?
no, I just don't. I have respect for those people.
Well, since when you want to
Why,
buy them
I
out?
don't know, but
You told me the other day or last week if we won the lottery, you were going to buy them out and send them all packing.
yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, that's respect.
Lakeshore Lampoon. We're going to change it. Actually, they should just change their name. So did you read some of these horoscopes out of here last week? Or
I think I read mine. Read
Yeah,
Sagittarius because my birthday's coming up. It's all about me.
a little green man that smells your feet when you are asleep will begin living under your bed. Okay, he's
So Gunga's moving in?
Said a green man, not a brown man.
a green man. Okay.
His turban.
What do we have? Okay, K-Dog, because this is its birthday today. We can
Oh, yeah, read
say
that.
You'll find that old dirty jean jacket you wore when you told your church youth group you thought Satan was funny. Okay, that's
Yeah, see, this is what got him in trouble with Julia O'Connor back in 8th grade.
Yep.
Here's a guy that was heading for the priesthood. And
So the 8th grade dance.
To 8th
and,
grade dance, and he had some of those raw emotions that overcame him. And
Yep, it's all Julia O'Connor's fault.
yeah, I hope she's not around anymore. Otherwise, there goes litigation. We might want to blip her name out of this. I mean, anyway, do you think people 262-694-1050? If you think that polls have any meaning, does anybody pay attention. Last year, remember back in 1948.
Oh yeah, I remember it very fondly. Thank you for reminding me.
You're reading my mind, right?
Hey, we have this month in history. Dewey defeats Truman. Remember that?
See, I was just going to get there. See, they forecasted the polls had Dewey defeating Truman. In fact, the one paper,
Chicago Tribune headline, they put it out there. Okay.
They had already printed Dewey to 1. Well, Truman came in the back door and beat him. And then I think when was it? Hillary Clinton was running for Trump. They had her winning. Well, she actually did win the popular vote, right? And Trump came in and squeezed her out.
Like a zit.
Like a zit.
God, I don't think about that.
But, the Marquette Loss poll has the governor's race at a dead heat right now.
Mm.
And I'm often wondering, with all of the records that was in the paper today are being set for early voting and absentee voting.
It's still a very small percentage, actually. So.
Really?
Yep. It's like nothing compared to what the actual vote.
Well, do you think that this midterm is going to be more people voting than any other midterm? It looks like it appears that way.
Than an average midterm, I would say. So.
Well, there's a lot of things at stake here. I mean, the brotherly love concept has gone away from the Republicans versus the Democrats. Of course, you got Maxine Waters and that crew. They're open to new things, right? New makeup. Boy, there's one woman. Her and Nancy Pelosi, they must have their...
Can you see her as head of the Finance Committee, Senate Finance Committee? Oh, my.
Nancy Pelosi? Oh, wine for
Maxine
everybody.
Waters.
Oh.
That's what she's shooting for.
Well, what was it? Nancy Pelosi, wine for everybody. Put it on the tab. And...
she wants her plane back.
Yeah. That was her personal plane, or was that a government plane?
No, it's a government plane that she is.
And she was spending $100,000 or something on wine?
$100,000 a flight on booze.
That breaks our record. We don't do that, do we?
Take all our relatives on there and get smashed. Okay.
Maybe that's what happened to the guy from that crashed in Camp Lake. He was on the Nancy Pelosi wine consumption. And
Daryl.
And the other thing is, Trump is going to send 15,000 troops to the Mexican border. Are we going to get up to 15? And why? Do you think that we talked about this yesterday? One of the very few intelligent conversations we did have. But that was right at 3 o'clock. Things kind of deteriorated from there. But seriously, that's supposedly that 7,000 is now down to half, right?
Right. They're bailing.
And what was the rule? They had to, coming from Guatemala, they had to register in Mexico, right?
Well, no, they were offered refugee status in Mexico. And the way the rules work is that the first country you go to that offers you refugee status, you have to take it. You can't go to a second country and
skip
and do
Mexico
that.
And come to here.
Well, right.
So now,
basically, they're just going to get turned away.
Yeah, but the Trumpster's, showing his presidential command here, and he says we're not going to put up any sort of violence directed at U.S. forces. If they throw rocks, man, lock and load, right? What'd you say?
Well, I have my plan for what to do with them. So.
Well, go ahead. Nobody takes you seriously,
well, no.
I hope.
Well, I know.
Not with this one. Go ahead. It's your plan.
We just set up big tents on the border that say, immigrant processing center, and we bring them in and anesthetize them and harvest their organs and send the remains back to whatever country they came from.
By the way, we did play the
sell the organs on the black market.
Yeah, remind me to play it again, just in case. I need to make sure that Alpha Media is protected.
Then we activate the giant mechanical knives and chop them up. And okay,
this is why he asked me that question. Have you ever seen blood all over your house?
Probably.
Now I understand where this is coming from.
You see anybody underneath the 50th Street Bridge anymore? Now you know why.
They're on the water.
Just bimbo fishing down there.
Hey, you know what? If he falls, we're going to have to put a kiosk. I think with as many fishermen that are right there underneath the bridge, we ought to put a kiosk there because that could happen. You get a hold of one of those big trouts or...
a couple loaves of bread, he'll float.
Yeah, and then you got to reel that in. The fish could pull them in, and then we'll have all of that business going on. And on our blood on our hands. We don't want that. Now, also, Trump, I heard today, is going to mobilize National Guard troops on Tuesday in certain states. I think Wisconsin being one of them, so that there's no special voting. What, are we done?
No, you still got 30 seconds.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. Well, when we come back...
No way to be cut off here. So.
Okay. We come back, we'll have the top 10. We'll take a walk, stroll to Mr. Barter's neighborhood, and we'll play Stump the Chumps, and we'll see if Captain Mike calls in with his inspiring...
Did you give him a topic this week?
If you just joined us, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the November 3rd Pick-to-Click edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP. On your radio down, if you just parachuted into this area, or splashed down in an unknown lake in Kenosha County, we are celebrating our 5th anniversary of being on the Red Hot Airways here at Alpha Media, which I'm sure they're mighty proud.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe not.
Oh, yeah.
That's why JP was here. He's going to give us an award.
Yeah. Or maybe a new set of shirts. Not an award. I wonder what award we...
You don't want to know. That's probably better. Yeah.
First place in shows that suck big time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Speaking of awards, Mr. Palmer's got a whole hallway of awards. I wonder if JP gave him all those awards personally. I mean, we should be entitled to that.
See where his parking spot is out in the...
Who?
Out there.
Lenny's?
No, the reserved for the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Oh, that's the lady.
It's the farthest one away that there is.
Yeah, well. Taking serious journalism is, getting back to this, to an all-time high, spanning the globe, reporting on national stories, state stories, and local issues. And occasion we might make things up, like Elmo's idea of
we
taking
don't make
care of
things
the people at the border.
Then we activate the giant mechanical knives and...
You know what? He doesn't have a bad point there, because just on the news, that's the CBS News, they're talking about all these National Guardsmen and reservists that now got to spend Thanksgiving, putting up tents and they should be home with their families. And Elmo's suggestion, problem solved. I mean, let's move on.
Sell their organs to China.
Now we have an organ trade agreement with China, right?
Probably be some tariffs on that.
Yeah. I wonder what what the tariff on my liver would be.
They wouldn't take it. Yeah.
Rejected.
Joining us,
F-44.
Joining us this morning, my former relationship advisor, now a flight instructor out in Antioch. Elmo Schneider has splashed down here in Studio A.
Good morning.
Maybe if this flight school doesn't work out, maybe you can teach trolley drivers to land those trolleys in the harbor. I think that's not as far a stretch as your organ deal.
Remember a long time ago we talked about running the trolley line across Lake Michigan and having the tracks held up by hot air balloons, we're still working on that.
That was one of those production meetings that was after 5, I think. When they call business after 5, that was one of those things.
Gotcha.
Hey, you should actually, in all seriousness, he's got a lot of good ideas.
I should come down and jot those down. Hang on your every word. Yeah.
We got a call?
No.
Okay. Anyway, also with us, as he is each and every Saturday morning, every young snot-nosed little kid's role model, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie, the Love Doctor, is here.
Hi.
Oh, God. The Love Doctor.
He's longing for you to return in your red dress.
I've got...
You got those Halloween, earphones, the headphones on, so black and orange. Okay.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yes?
To die for.
Yeah,
and performing as both our engineer and board operator, a role model in his own right, Wacky Wayne, still all jacked up after they extended the roadkill season here to the end of the year. And as always, my question at 11 o'clock every Saturday morning, any reason why the Lord should be weeping?
Should be?
5 years.
5 years.
5
I read
glorious years.
I read in the Bible, in my Tuesday when I go to Bible study,
yes,
the Lord has a sense of humor.
Yes, he does.
That means,
if he didn't, we wouldn't be here.
But we are going to heaven, right?
What's this we stuff?
Well, me and Elmo. You guys are pretty much a lock. You married guys, but the jury's still out on...
We'll have to wait a while. Yeah, right. We'll see what happens.
For those who haven't signed on to like us on the Kenosha Today Facebook page, most interesting post, Elmo posted this week, there was a picture of a cemetery, and on the headstones, what do you put? I voted, I voted, I voted.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty clever. See, you got to have a, God says you got to have a
wait
sense
until
of humor.
Tuesday.
Yeah, wait till Tuesday. Also, the status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. has not been mentioned. And if you say it, we're going to send you out a $20 Boathouse gift card. And then coming up this half hour, due to public outcry, featuring a true Kenosha treasure. By the way, it's currently on display over the Dinosaur Museum. Captain Mike is going to be calling us for his inspiring segment. I don't know how inspiring it's going to be, but we have some questions of an incident that happened on Halloween.
He was threatened to be killed. That was...
Yeah, well, thank God you were there to protect him.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have seen that. Would have gone fantastic.
I think when he calls it was
I
just,
diffused the situation.
Yes, it was just a big misunderstanding.
A big misunderstanding, yes,
on her part.
Right, I'm sure.
I mean, the guy's harmless.
Sure,
he's what we call very safe sex.
No, doesn't matter.
Okay, you ready for the top 10?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Written in our home office at Amen Corner, where gray hairs matter, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. The top 10 reasons why people want the elections to be over. Number 10, no longer have to see your neighbor going through your garbage wearing a raccoon suit. Number 9, can take off the bumper sticker that says, I never inhaled. Number 8, no more negative trolley ads. Boy, I'm glad that's going to go away.
Yeah.
That's really troubling. Number 7, finally get adopted by the Clintons. Number 6, campaign managers get back to selling Amway products. Number 5, last-minute crack-smoking voters now have a true purpose in life. Number 4, 4 more years refers to the candidate's prison sentence. Number 3, absentee voters don't have to continue shaving their armpits. I'm glad that's over. Number 2, beginning November 7th, winners can start reneging on their campaign promises. And the number 1 reason why people want the elections to be over, had enough of the Russians hacking into Whitey Bulger's emails.
I can give the number 0 answer, which is really horrible.
Okay. Well, what are you saving it? Saving it for something?
Because as soon as the election is over, they begin campaigning for the 2020 presidential election.
Oh boy. Who do you think? You know what? We know the Trumpster's going to run. I'd be shocked if he didn't. But you know, I was watching one of the news, all the news channels, and Oprah is stumping for, I think, the governor of Carolina. Or no, Georgia.
Georgia, yep.
And then Obama was out. You know, they're bringing in the heavy guns this last few days. I mean, the Democrats are. I mean, I think.
Well, Trump and Pence are all over the place, you know.
Well, yeah, but Oprah doing it for nothing? Well.
Talk about big guns.
Oh, boy, she put on some guns. Now, if I don't want to hear from them, cease and desist.
Diet plan.
I tell you what, we get to litigation, Elmo. You're taking on Oprah.
Yeah. You gave me the name Esquire, right?
Yeah. Hey, you ready, Lucky Wayne? We're going to take a trip down to Mr. Barter's neighborhood.
Oh, you want to go down there?
Yeah, let's
take a little walk. Now, where did we hide that?
Yes, lucky you're so informed.
Well, you know, I've got. Have you seen this screen? Here, I'll put it on the screen.
No.
Look at this. I got to find all this stuff.
Just the one.
I know, right? Just.
Ding, ding,
Olympic
ding, ding, ding.
Did I
play Gunga's song? It's got
right.
the same
basic beat. Yeah.
Come on, this is supposed to be serious stuff here.
Serious radio. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go here.
I'm trying to build up the act.
I know. You want the built-up act? Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know where they hit.
Do you want me to sing this?
Yeah, go ahead and sing.
You know what? It's a beautiful day in the
It's the crappiest show on the radio, the crappiest show of all, the crappiest show of the radio, the crappiest show of all.
See, that one I've got on there. I know where that is. Scott was desperate for that
all right,
one.
Let's play this, and then you can find.
It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know. It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know.
Oh,
there's no other word to describe the show, so that's what I'm telling you so. It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know.
Hello, boys and girls. I hope all you snot-nosed little kids got lots of candy for Halloween, and you can now start filling up on all the chocolates and the sweets and get a head start on rotting all your teeth out. And hey, as long as you're at it, boys and girls, why not just put on another 10 pounds and be the fattest snot-nosed underachiever on your block? I say, make your mom proud.
That's one tasty burger.
Hey, and boys and girls, this week in Mr. Barter's neighborhood, workers are putting up some new billboards. And you all know what a billboard is, right? What's that? Right, a billboard is a big sign where Michael Bell claims there's a big cover-up going on in Kenosha. And actually, kids, a cover-up is what ladies do in visiting Barter Manor. And boy, do they ever cover up. You see, kids, the folks that put up these billboards work for the Kenosha Public Works Department, where quality is job 4 and screwing up is job 1. Well, for example, boys and girls, over there is a half ad for Kodak with their motto, share moments, share a life. And look at that, kids. Right next to it is a billboard for the Kenosha News with their slogan, come work for us, or there is no tomorrow. Kids, can you say fish wrapper? See, you do want to take on the Kenosha News. And how about this, boys and girls? There's a billboard ad for Energizer batteries with their motto, keeps on going and going. Oh, my kids, look what they put up next to that. A promotion for the trolley with their slogan, to nowhere and back. What's that? Yeah, I don't see anyone writing on it either, but boys and girls, can you say big old waste of money? And break out your turbans, boys and girls. Look over there, an ad for PlayStation. And you know what their motto is? Live in our world, play in ours. Live in your world and play in ours. And this must be some type of international follow-up, kids, because right next to it is an ad for the No-Tell Motel featuring a picture of Gunga and his camel Clyde with the caption, pleasing people all over the world. What's that? Yeah, Clyde's the one with the big humps and the furry tail, and I don't think you should want to touch either one of those guys. Oh, look over there, kids. A favorite for all you snot-nosed little kids. And you know that you love billboards? This is an ad for M&M's. You know, melts in your mouth and not in your hand. Isn't that yummy? Uh-oh, boys and girls, this isn't going to turn out well. There's a new ad right next to it with a picture of Alderman Anthony Kennedy sitting in a restaurant. Yep, right in front of 15 pounds of meatloaf and 10 pounds of mashed potatoes. Boys and girls, can you spell Jenny Craig? Also in Mr. Barter's neighborhood is a Federal Express billboard, and with their motto, when it absolutely has to be there. Well, yeah, kids, I see your point. Right next to the ad featuring Kenosha's Public Works Department with their slogan, not in your lifetime. Uh-oh, kids, here's a very special billboard. You got it. There's a Reebok ad with their slogan, I am what I am. And this is very troubling, boys and girls. A photo of the campus couple, Irish Ruth and Captain Mike, in a Burger King ad with their saying, have it your way, and we'll leave the light on for you. That's probably, I should have read a disclaimer. That's probably too intense for kids under 65. We have a couple more here, boys and girls. Stay with me now. Don't go screaming and hollering. And over there is a very cool Kentucky Fried Chicken ad, a finger-licking good. And I don't know how this happened. The sign that says, welcome to the town of Summers. Free roadkill available year-round. What's that? No, kids, that picture is of skunks, possums, and raccoons. No, that's not the Summers Town Board. Although I guess the more you look at it. And finally, boys and girls, you see that big billboard for Mega Millions Lottery? Beating the odds of $1.3 billion? How about that? Yeah, you got that. That's the same odds that Uncle Scotty has for being elected the next mayor of Kenosha. And there you have it, boys and girls. Until the next time, be sure to listen to all your mommies and daddies. Eat all your vegetables and drink lots of milk. Study hard in school, and someday when you are older, you too can have your own dumbass radio show. Now, it's a beautiful... Maybe you'd be better off playing the other one.
Probably.
Now we probably should have reversed that.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, we had a caller here, 262-694-1050. Was that a legit caller that was actually calling?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Well, call me back, and we'll take your calls now, but... little Anthony.
I think he's been banned by the powers.
You know, we haven't had an alderman call in here in months, and I think
we heard that went down. So
I think the word is no mas calling Kenosha today. Oh. But they're on their own time. Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
Good morning, Uncle Scotty.
Good morning, Captain Mike.
Captain Mike here, right?
Yeah. Before
go ahead.
We get to, do you have something that's going to inspire Kenosha?
Sure.
Okay, but before we get to that, we have a question to ask you on an incident that wasn't widely reported in the Kenosha news. However, it was reported. Yeah. You know, we get everybody calls us for everything. And apparently on Halloween night, you were in an establishment, and a gal was dressed like Little Bo Peep.
I know.
And you inadvertently wanted to, you lifted the back end of her skirt, yes?
I don't think I did. I was very tempted. It was like in Animal House. Remember the devil on the one shoulder, the angel on the other?
Yeah.
It was hard. So I felt bad. Maybe she lost her sheep, and I could look like a sheep, and I said, bad.
So when her husband threatened to kick your ass, that had nothing to do with this incident, right?
Well, it kind of did. You see what happened? Now, Elmo says he litigated everything. What it was is I said, now look, if I was dressed like that, both of you guys would want to pick up my little dress, wouldn't you? And they become, it looked like they got sick all of a sudden. They both ran to the Johns there. So, and then I left.
The thought of you wearing a Little Bo Peep dress with panties with ruffles on them, I just can't, I'm having difficulty with that.
I don't want to wrap my mind around it, no.
We're having difficulty.
Broadcasted and cleaned the joint out, man, but... You know, in the cartoons, they'd always have Bo Peep, and she'd have ruffled, like, white panties on with ruffles. And they'd always, like, somehow she'd fall, and you'd see her pants like that. I don't know, I wanted to find out.
What's that song playing in the background?
Little Bo Peep.
Oh, Little Bo Peep.
Little Bo Peep.
So, just one thing, and then we'll get you on with your Inspiring Kenosha. Alcohol was not involved in this deal, right?
You bet your beaver.
We had a little road trip that day, didn't we, Captain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I heard you went to Antioch. You went to Antioch.
We did.
Yeah.
We drank our way back, man.
And why didn't you just take the plane and land it in Camp Lake? You almost got all the instructions.
I should have, man, I tell you.
All right, Inspire Kenosha. Hit me with your best shot here.
Okay, well, I was happened to have my contraption in the cemetery. I was going, and I seen all these Democratic politicians. They were taking names off the gravestone. I says, "Are you doing what I think? I don't think that's quite correct." And he says, "Well, these generations have passed. They were more politically attuned to what's going on." I said, "Okay, I'll buy that. That makes sense to me," and I left. So it made sense to me. Okay.
This is troubling when anything makes sense to you.
I know.
Oh, that's it? You're done?
Yeah.
Okay, well, say Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are in a boat in a capsize. Who survives?
Tell us.
America. See what else?
You know, and I got one question, then I got to take another call. What are you going to do with the extra hour tonight?
I don't know. I don't make it till midnight anyways anymore, but what's the difference between a politician and a flying pig?
This is the last one, then I got to go what?
The letter F.
Okay. All right, Captain. See you at the conference.
Okay, you guys. See you. Bye.
Boy, oh boy, that's always...
Oh, not there.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
well.
he probably thinks we hung up on him because I thought there was another caller here.
Well, we went to the other call, but they had hung up about the same time I switched over. Such is life.
They were just riveted by
Captain Mike.
Captain Mike. And,
Here we're back at it again, right?
All right.
All right. Good morning. You're in Kenosha today.
Good morning and happy anniversary, everyone.
Thanks, Cindy.
Yeah, how you been?
Well, very good. Thank you. What are you going to do with the extra hour tonight?
Probably stay up and watch more television and then go to bed.
Well, that's
more
something
television.
different.
Ooh.
What kind of television you watch?
Well, they have these weekend binge shows on this Decades channel, and they show some really good stuff, old stuff that you haven't seen forever, you know, like Thriller with Boris Karloff.
Boy, that sounds exciting to me.
Yeah, I watch that kind of stuff. Because my husband goes to third shift, so I have time to watch TV then.
Okay, well, thanks for giving us a call.
Yeah, well, thanks for all the fun and the prizes and for having my granddaughter in the parade and all that fun stuff.
Well, Elma and I were talking, this is just, we got 25 years here, and a total of, it'll be 23 overall, and we're shooting for 5 years and a day.
A day.
Yeah, but we'll go as long as we can pay the bill and we don't.
What a difference a day makes, right?
Yeah.
A night makes.
Oh, a night?
Well,
I suppose daylight savings time. You know, they don't do this in Arizona at all.
Well, there's a lot of places around the country that doesn't go to daylight saving. There's a place in Indiana I believe.
Indiana's all screwed up because half the state's on one zone and half
goes right down the middle of the road. Half the town is on daylight saving, and half the town is on Central Time.
That's a problem they have in Florida because they, what was it, one election, you know, the Panhandle is in Central Time and the rest of the state is in Eastern Time. They started calling the election based on the stuff from Eastern Time, and they haven't finished voting in the west part of the state.
You know, that brings up he brings up a legitimate point for the first time in many weeks. But you got all the CNN and MSNBC and Fox. They all want to be the one out there that they project the winner.
Yeah.
And they do this with maybe 60,
it depends
70.
What their people above them are telling them to do.
Do you think they should do that?
I remember when you were projected the winner of the mayoral race here in Kenosha. And see how wrong they were. So
they didn't listen to me very long, did they?
Were you endorsed by Kenosha
News? I
live
in the county. I wasn't in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Thank your lucky stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody get out there Tuesday, okay?
Yeah. I've already voted absentee ballot.
Oh, see, how do you do that?
Here's what you do. You can. I think you have to.
You can request it from your municipality.
Yeah, you go online.
Oh.
I went online to Kenosha Clerk and requested it for. They send me an absentee ballot 6 weeks before every election.
You know, the first time I voted out here in the county at Salem, it was in my 20s, because I've been out here for a long time. But I went to vote up there, and they had a locked crate with red, white, and blue painted on it. And you made your X with a pencil. And I was used to the machines in Kenosha. I was like, what is this? So...
maybe that's why I lost the election. There was tampering. They were using crayons in 1996.
See? Oh, it was crayons? I thought maybe an Etch-a-Sketch for that guy that used to be on it this time.
The last time I voted, and I actually went in and voted.
Yeah.
I'll tell this story, then I got to take this call.
1942.
Well, let me take this call, and I'll tell this later, because I got another call. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Cindy.
Have a good one. Happy anniversary.
All right. Good morning on Kenosha today.
Good morning.
Dennis!
Yeah, how you doing?
How's things down in the Ozarks?
Beautiful time of year down here. Everything's fall colors and beautiful.
Do you celebrate? Do you have free roadkill down there in the month of November? Don't you?
All year long.
Year round.
Year round. Oh, well, boy, you're living in a lap of luxury down there.
Oh yeah. Hey, I got a stump the chump for you guys.
How does that time?
I like when you play because if you lose, you ain't coming up here.
You don't have to pay off.
Yeah. All right, Dennis. What is it?
Well, a bunch of people in Hollywood are going to move to Canada if they lose the House in this new election, which is a wonderful thing. That could happen, especially Barbara Streisand and her friends. My question is, how many Canadian provinces are there?
Canadian provinces.
We don't know usually too much about Canada, our neighbor to the north, but I thought I'd throw that in.
Elmo, you're the college degree.
9.
We're going to go with 9.
Very close. There are 10.
Oh, okay. Technically, we win.
Technically, you win. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you're within 1. That's very good.
A margin of error.
5 or 6.
Yeah, a margin of error. When they have these political polls, and they say, okay, this guy's up
plus
47.
or minus.
That was a plus 3% margin of error. So we should be cut some slack, whatever to call it.
Well, you're not within 2%. You're within 10%.
Well, close enough. Hey,
okay.
Are you on Central Time?
We are.
So you don't ever go on daylight savings?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well.
And we go off daylight savings at 2:00 tomorrow morning, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Very good, boy. You've been reading a lot of books down there in the Ozarks, have you, since you left Kenosha?
Both of them.
How you doing in the color crayon? You staying in the lines? What do you do with the extra hour, Dennis? And to tell our listeners up here in the Midwest, what does a guy in the Ozark do with the extra hour?
I enjoy it becoming lighter earlier, and I go to bed earlier. That's fine.
You don't take a shot at getting lucky in extra time during the middle of the night?
During the middle of the night? No.
Sorry, I know that's probably, like Matzer says, above your skill level, but what can I say?
Anyway, you guys, you did well. I would say you're winners on that one.
Okay. All right, Dennis. Well, enjoy the day and enjoy the election. Have you voted already?
I did. I voted a week ago last Monday.
How do you vote in the Ozarks? Do they give you sharp crayons and pictures do you color in, or how's that work out?
We have the up-to-date fancy computer voting. Mm-hmm. You go in and you just tap the screen, you push a few buttons, and when you're through, you look it over, tap accept, and your vote is cast.
So it's pretty much assured that the Russians aren't going to be tapping into your system down there, right?
I think we're safe there. I don't know that we're on their we're not on their radar.
Dennis, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned all the celebrities that threaten to move to Canada if they are to lose the election. Why is it that when they lose, they don't move to Canada?
Yeah, they do what they say.
They just threaten them to do it.
Yeah, how about that, Dennis?
Oh, well, because they're as phony as the day is long.
Correct answer. We're even, Dennis. Oh boy, now we like it. All right.
Well, Barbara Streisand said that she just blamed Trump for putting on weight. Did you see that?
She blames Trump for her putting on weight?
In the morning, I start out with liquids. Then I sit down with my coffee and juice. And by the time I watch the news, I'm eating pancakes with syrup.
I blame it on Trump, too. Well, say hi to all the folks in the RV park for us.
All right, we'll do.
Dennis from the Ozarks. Oh, we got to take one last break here. Things are winding up here, huh?
Yeah, we're getting around.
We'll be back in a couple minutes. Again, heading down the home stretch on the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning. If you just joined us, this is the November 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live to over 1 point. I'm trying to do two things at once here.
Oh, I see the problem.
The hate texts are coming in.
No.
Squirrel!
No. Broadcasting live to over 1.4 million people residing here in the WIP listening area. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters from Kenosha. Now, by the way of Antioch, my new pilot instructor, Wrong Way Elmo, is here still floating.
Good morning.
From the galaxy called Spider Dome, the Love Doctor, Spider Ronnie. And, of course, engineering and board operating Wacky Wayne. Hey, the question on the table is, I stick around for 5 more years. You guys gonna hang with me?
Oh.
That's a good solid backing, isn't it? We are here each and every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. until noon. Also, if you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can tune into AM 1050 WIP tomorrow, Sunday at noon. Listen to the replay of this morning's broadcast. And don't forget, you can join the Kenosha Today Nation. Like us on Facebook. Status of the Secret Word Challenge to win a $20 Boathouse gift card from Barter's Financial Planning Services is still yet to be unnamed. Elmo, you want to give a hint?
Yes, I have a clue today. Okay. The first part of this word has never been used by a woman to describe Uncle Scotty.
We only got a half hour left, you know. Well, he's always picking on me. And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's special editorial segment, High Five Zingers and Doofus. This morning's headliner is As the
Ballot Turns.
As the Ballot Turns. High Five Zingers and Doofus. This morning's high five goes to all you wonderful snot-nosed little trick-or-treaters who were so well-behaved last Wednesday on Halloween night. And while I personally think that we should return this event to the Sunday before Halloween, I thought the costumes were something right out of Sleepy Hollow. And I also thank you kids for making this one of the most memorable moments at Barter Manor this year. And I look forward to all you carolers stopping by during the holiday season for hot chocolate and some of Shirley's special brownies. This week's... I have a second high five. I'm very generous this week. Goes to the record number of people who have casted early ballots for next Tuesday's election. Not only setting records in Kenosha County, but all across the country. And perhaps the biggest turnout for a midterm election. It shows one thing, that we may not be as divided as a country as the media suggests. God bless America. Going from that to the zinger, Elmo.
This week's zinger goes to Uncle Scotty Barter for being stupid enough to put an idiot like me on the radio every single week with him. I didn't want to do it, but after he plied me with rot gut vodka and expired restaurant gift certificates, I finally gave in. So congratulations on 5 years, Scotty. We're having a lot of fun, and I want a raise.
A raise? Did he say raise?
Yeah.
As in money?
Yeah, monetary gain.
You were doing so well up until that last phrase. This week's doofus goes to, we have two doofuses. This City of Kenosha Street Department and the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. And when contacted by the Fix-It people from the Kenosha News concerning the streetlights being out on the East Frontage Road between Highway 50 and 60th Street, who both immediately said, "Not my job, man," without even checking if it was their responsibility. To that we say, poppycock. According to one observer, it was really dark. How dark was it, you ask? And I quote, "It was bleeping dark," as I opposed to just simply dark. So after passing the light bulb, it was determined that it was indeed the city's responsibility, for which they did get the lights back on, and apparently some city worker forgot to plug the cord in. So thank you to the Fix-It folks at the Kenosha News. See, we work in tandem with the Kenosha News, making Kenosha a safer place to live. And there you have it, folks. As the ballot turns for this Saturday, November 3rd, 2018, I'm Scotty Carter, and I approve this message. I guess we had a caller, but we kind of lost he or she. I can read, big thank you, a recognition.
The answer.
For what?
Gunga.
What Mr.
Barter. How'd it go, big boy?
Barter, what Mr. Barter has never heard from a woman.
Be careful. Get your hand on that flip.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gunga.
Manly.
That's a pretty good answer, but unfortunately, that's...
Masculine?
You only get one. This is not a multiple choice.
Moronic.
No, he hears that all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. The most. So we should go by what word he hears the most.
Never heard.
No. The first part of this word is a term a woman has never used to describe Uncle Scotty.
That would be manly. Yes.
It's a compound word.
Yeah. May you and your camel.
Much manly?
Much manly.
Carson say, may you and your camel drowned in Camp Lake.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your compliment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gunga.
Thank you.
Hey, we were talking about, and I got a text here.
You did?
Actually, a serious one.
Oh, good.
From my good friend Mark.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Indiana and some cities are on daylight savings. And he says there's a place called Crane, Indiana, that doesn't acknowledge daylight savings time. Apparently, it's a large Navy, Army ammunition base. I don't know what that would have to do with it, but he says, here what's troubling, that a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, actually knows where Crane, Indiana is. And it's an ammunition.
It's kind of like Sturtevant, right?
Yeah, it's probably right outside Sturtevant. But anyway, thank you, Mark, not your real name, for calling us in and enlightening us with that little bit of knowledge. Like Gunga says, we are all full of knowledge.
Yes.
See, he comes up with that after I read KRS painting. That's what happens. Big thank you to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, 40. Yeah, I was just going to say, the boats,
They're hauling them out.
Just about maybe half a dozen left, and I think those will be gone by next week. The ones that are still in there are the charter fishing, because I guess charter fishing is still
going on,
working out.
Our buddy Bart's he's the last on the list, so he can be first in next year.
Yeah, some of these guys, he took us, or he said he took his wife, so he says, out on a sail last week. I mean, it's freezing. Why would you go out on Lake Michigan sailing?
To each their own.
So he's, well, I don't know. I used to golf until almost right before Thanksgiving, but when the temperature, in my older age now, when the temperature is below my age, I ain't going out there.
Right.
You lose your balls underneath the...
You freeze them?
No, I lose them underneath the leaves. Even in the fairways are covered with leaves. So, I mean,
he just doesn't know where to find his balls.
Muni closes Sunday, I think.
Yep, Muni closes tomorrow.
I golfed one year the day after Christmas. It was 70 degrees that day. So
sure.
Yep.
But anyway, just a reminder that next Saturday, on November 10th, we will be live at the American Legion in the lower level, 58 below, from 10 to noon.
And you will be unable to call if you wish to.
Yeah, we're not going to have calls.
On the radio,
you
got to come down there.
But we're going to work out all these technicalities, and we're going to have the most perfect remote show this station has ever seen. And if for all the
it's going to be huge.
For all to believe that, I'll take this call.
No, you won't.
Anyway, but like Elmo says, as soon as this midterm election's over, within the next day, they're all going to start
2020
campaign again.
Yeah.
Again, just a reminder. You know, if you have a computer or a cell phone, you don't really have to do anything, right? They automatically take the time back.
Yeah,
I don't have to do them.
Yeah, it's internet based if you have internet connectivity.
But if you're a person like Shirley, for example, who has
37 radios.
37 radios in the house, you're going to probably have to go back and
got the Philco on the living room floor.
Philco radio.
Here's kind of an interesting. Why don't you read Pete's? You got Pete's over there?
Sure.
And then before we get done with this business.
Tavern, 4528th Avenue in Kenosha. Great food, libations, and always a lot of fun.
Just don't wear a little Bo Peep outfit. I guess we're not responsible what may go on after that. But, we were talking seriously at the early part of a production meeting this week about that promotion that Downtown Inc. had, the keyed-up pianos. And we wanted to know what happened to
Where are
them
the pianos, yeah.
And we know that the one in Union Park...
There's an investigation underway. We've got the FBI working on this.
We're calling the Attorney General out to see if we can find out where all these pianos are located. It was our understanding, seriously, that each person paid, a business paid $500 to sponsor it and to have it painted.
Right.
And then there was going to be some judging and some raffle. We don't even know who won this thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And the one in Union Park was vandalized.
Yeah, they took
out the black keys and then super glued the rest of the keys together. Plus, it was ruined by the weather.
Yeah, and for some of these, says, well, we're not going to leave these. We're going to leave these pianos out. Anybody that had that idea.
Last I heard, the one by the Rhodey Opera House is still there. And
inside, though, right?
Inside, right, because they kept it inside. Yeah. And the one at the Kenosha Creative Space is still there. So,
well, our question is, and we're going to get to the bottom of this, is we're doing a full-out Kenosha Today investigation on what happened to the pianos.
Crack investigative team here.
Our on-crack investigative team.
There we go.
Yeah.
We investigate a lot of cracks. Okay, that's it.
From the boathouse.
Yeah, we're going to do it from the stool this year. But if anybody knows what happened to them, call us, 262-694-1050. And by the way, after just about that time that contest ended, the Downtown Inc. Lady probably had to go back to cheerleading school, and she left. Yeah. So now they got a new Downtown Inc. director and a coordinator. So there's two, and there was about 12 pianos, if I recall.
Yep.
And they were all housed in the basement of the Kenosha News. But somebody had to pay a mover to move these upright pianos all over the downtown. So we want to know.
Yeah, I think the one in Union Park ended up in the custody of Mr. Carlino over on 50th Street. So.
Is that that kind of reminds me of last fall about this time when we just wanted to take the sea scum and have it winterized.
That's right.
And they pounded the devil out of it and put it in a dumpster and took it to a landfill. That crushed my feelings.
Just like they crushed the boat.
Yeah, that's pretty much so.
You still have the steering wheel up.
I got the steering wheel, yeah.
They call it a steering wheel on a boat?
No, I guess that, for you boaters, what do they call the steering wheel on a boat? Somebody figured that out. Because I know it's not, it's got to be the...
Donut Dave would know.
Donut Dave, yeah, if he's listening. So Donut Dave probably have to have somebody dial the phone for him. After last night. I hope he got home before midnight because he was on a roller. I don't want to cause any trouble, but what is it called? The helm.
Wheel. It says wheel or helm.
Wheel.
Take the wheel.
The wheel.
The helm. I think the proper nautical term is the helm.
Right. The tiller is that thing with the stick in the back.
And by the way, according to Elmo's hint for the secret word, helm is not the answer.
No.
Ship's wheel or boat's wheel.
Yeah. Here was a kind of an article, and this seemed to have Captain Mike written all over it. I don't know why, but this is in the UK. A worker was fired for gross misconduct following a rude workplace prank. Yeah, he's in his office, and apparently somebody I'll take this call, and then I'll come back to this story if it's that's... Okay.
You're going to love this one.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, good morning. It's Irish Ruth.
Yes, dear.
How did we know?
Go ahead. What can we do for you?
I wanted to tell you that I had my house covered in lightning during Halloween, and Great America also got covered in lightning on the Saturday before Halloween.
Wait a minute, stop. You had it covered in lightning?
Lightning. There was a great big fireworks lightning show in the skies on Saturday night.
How much did you have to drink that night?
That's what they get for putting the word fright next to Great America. And I want to find out who was the winner for the a cappella choir contest.
Elmo.
The Milwaukee Liederkranz, but we got ripped off.
They got ripped off. I said he should have taken you, but no, he takes Ty Montgomery.
Oh, yeah, I know how to foil curses, you know.
Yeah, but he took Ty Montgomery and Weddy Bolger. And
that was so prophetic on your part. I make a better friend than I do an enemy.
Yeah, but
one time I met a National Guardsman. It was a lady, African American.
Sure you did.
In McHenry, and she said I would never go against anyone with the last name Blood. You're a wise woman. I'd like to find her again. Maybe you can help me.
Wait a minute. First you went from lightning, and then you got some lady named Wood. What is this about?
No. She said to me that she would never go against anyone with the last name Blood.
Oh, Blood.
Blood, yeah. And I said, you're very prophetic. You're a wise woman. I would like to find that lady again. She was
she ain't here, so I called the wrong number.
She's dating George
National
Custer.
Guard.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know who comes walking in on Veterans Day.
Oh, no, don't threaten us with that. Come on.
You're a wise man.
Yeah, I guess we're losing you. Boy, I hate that when that happens.
This bass clarinet.
By the way, when you're telling these little stories,
now back
here's
to my
a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
You know, I swear, I try to seriously figure out what that woman's talking about. And seriously, I haven't not a clue.
She's all over the place.
Captain Mike understands.
Like a child.
Captain Mike understands. He understands. He's zoned in with her.
Like
I mean,
a child lost in the woods.
They are on the same page, I got to tell you.
You should have seen him trying to navigate the roundabouts on Wednesday.
My God. I'd have paid big time money for that.
Hello, I don't know what to do. I said, just keep to the right and floor it. That's all I said. No, don't slow down. Just go.
That what I would be. I might have even enjoyed that more than watching him put his hand up Bo Peep's.
You talk about Great America. That was a better carnival ride than I ever been on in my life. Okay.
Did you guys end up in Camp Lake too? You probably should have, or probably did and you didn't know it. Can you imagine him? Now, hypothetically, he lands his car or plane in Camp Lake, and he gets out and he walks to the shore and tells somebody, "Hey, can you give me a ride back to town?" Just we're not picking on him, but anyway, getting back to this story. This guy is in the office, and somebody makes him a bet that he's going to put on an elephant thong. He puts on a vest, boots, and just for a laugh, he was just going to walk in and around the office.
Isn't that how you greeted the trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, no, all the snot-nosed little kids, I turned all the lights off. You know what? I turned all the lights off, and even the floodlights, and I still had a couple kids come. I said, "Nobody here!" And then they heard the hammer go back on the shotgun, and then they ran off. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't really do that.
I stayed at home. I handed out cigarettes to all the little kids. So.
And cans of beer.
Jello shots to the moms.
Cans of beer.
Well, it kind of kills my story. I mean, this 33-year-old, he was terminated for gross misconduct on the grounds of health and safety, common decency, just because a guy puts on a thong and just makes a bet and takes a swirl around the office. I mean, I think
there's some things they frown on at the office.
Oh, that's business casual. Come on, you know.
Business casual.
It's been a while since you've been in an office, huh, Scotty?
Yeah.
Well, my office.
Yeah. Well,
I work
the den at the.
He tried to get in
Barter
office,
Manor
but he
doesn't
failed twice.
Yeah.
I couldn't find my way downstairs.
Right.
You want to take this caller?
Do I want to?
Or
no.
Should we? No.
Can we? Sure.
Oh, good. What the heck kind of question is that? Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
It's Irish Ruth. You're disconnecting me.
Oh, no.
I'll make a real good point when I don't show up at the Veterans Day in Kenosha. I want to tell you what I'm doing for that hour, that extra given hour.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this going to take an hour or what?
Yeah, you're holding your breath. Yeah. I'm going to maintain a low profile.
It's a good call.
And you claimed we cut you off? Hard to believe.
And the secret word should be thoughtful. You've earned it.
Thoughtful, that's me. Unfortunately, that's not it.